People, have one or three, you never know. Typically two, and they're located in the abdominal pelvic cavity. Remember, they are retroperitoneal. That's the word used to describe their location. They're back against the body wall outside of the peritoneal cavity. So in this view, we see the two kidneys, the adrenal glands that sit above, the descending abdominal aorta, the inferior vena cava, the ureters, which come from the kidneys and go to the urinary bladder. So the kidneys are filtering the blood and making urine. Then that urine goes to the bladder to be stored, not to be concentrated. Remember, the gallbladder stored and concentrated bile, but the bladder is just storing urine. In this model, you can also see, maybe, at least I think the external urethral sphincters. We have internal and external, just like we had internal and external anal sphincters. We have internal and external, where the internal sphincters are smooth muscle and unconsciously controlled, and the external sphincters are skeletal muscle and consciously controlled. And both of those need to relax in order to void. Okay? This is a chance for you to see the male and female mid-sagittal sections of the urinary system, and you can see, like, here's the male, here's the bladder, and then the very long urethra. Okay? Now here's the female, and I want you to notice, here's the bladder, the short urethra, but look at this, the uterus, which is conveniently located superior to that bladder. So you can imagine when that baby is getting there, how that pushes. I mean, this is a great picture for you to remember just the anatomical difference, These guys, they look like they can hold it for a long time, right, in that regard. Also, just to take a quick second, here's the anus and rectum, and you can see how close the rectum is to the prostate glands. The prostate glands right here, so that's that digital exam to test for the prostate enlargement. You can see how close that is, the prostate gland, to the wall of the rectum. I'm sure all the men want to be reminded of that. Also, just to show you another female thing.
Is the male bladder way bigger?
What?
The male bladder.
Every time you see a model, the male bladder looks to be so much bigger. But I think this is supposed to be distended, and then here it's not distended because you can see the rugae here, and you don't get to see them here. So I think that might be the difference. I have never read that a male bladder is bigger than a female bladder. But if you find that, if you research that and find that out, let me know. Yeah, Google that. But I also want to show you the short urethra of the female, the vaginal canal, right next, in case you don't know the order, and then the anal sphincter. So you can see you got the vaginal canal right in between the urethra and the anal sphincter, so it's just a breeding ground, right, for urinary tract infection, okay, because they're so close. Then you get introduced, the penis doesn't know where to go, it's moving around a little bit, it's moving bacteria around, right? It's a joke, but it's true, right? The penises are the things that are giving us these problems a lot of the time. But the male with that long urethra, they still can have urinary tract infections. It's just that by the time it gets, up and even into a bladder infection, it's just such a longer route that they often don't get a bladder infection. Well, we would more readily get a bladder infection just because of the shorter urethra. And of course, the proximity of all of this stuff makes it easier for us to get it than them. A lot of times males will have a urinary tract infection and they'll be asymptomatic of that. Okay, that's all for this model right now.